how's it going? My name is Bernadette Desir. I am doing another amazing video for you guys today, but before I start on my video, I want to quickly introduce myself. Maybe you're new to the podcast community. So I am a Haitian Canadian adoptee. I am a mom, artist, and I enjoy podcasting. And I want to welcome you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my playground. Welcome to yourself, because here you can be exactly who you are. You can be authentic. So welcome. And I did a video yesterday because today is January 30th. So that would have been the 29th of January, 2025. I'm going to start adding the dates to videos that I'm doing so it gives people an idea when I recorded them. So if you haven't seen that video, please go back and take a look at it, because I'm doing a full series, I would call it, of frequently asked questions, just to give you more insight and more information about the podcast, about me, and about the mission of the podcast. All right. So that video is available on Facebook and also my personal YouTube account, which is under Bernadette Desir, and also the Unleashing Potentials podcast official YouTube channel. All right, you guys. So it's going to be all there for you to check out. And I'm creating all those videos about the podcast, and I'm creating them under a certain playlist. It's called Podcast Talk. All right. So you can always go back at any time to watch those videos. Maybe you have questions that I may have answers in those videos for you. All right. So check those out. And I'm excited you're here. I'm excited you're watching this. Wherever in the world that you are, welcome. And if you don't mind, if you're watching this, drop in the comment below. Where are you tuning in from? What time is it where you are? And how was your day? How is your night going? Because we live in, most people live in different time zones, all right, around the world, okay? So let me tell you what I'm doing on this video today, what I'm going to be talking about, okay? So on today's video, I'm going to be talking about the podcast guidelines or rules. I don't know what other words I could have come up with other than rules. I know most people, they cringe a little bit when they hear the word rules, but it's going to be fun, okay? I'm doing this so I can answer your questions, all right? Because most people ask me, what kind of guest I have, what do I talk about? So I'm putting all of this information together just for you, all right? And while I'm doing this, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, okay? Share this video, share the podcast with your community, within your circle, and share it with anyone else you think might be interested in potentially becoming a guest. If not, maybe they would enjoy listening to the podcast, all right? So I have 12 different podcast guidelines. If you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. Some people do lives with looking at their screen with Word documents. I do both, and I also write, so that's what I'm looking down at, okay? So the first one I'm going to go through is respect and communication, all right? Meaning I won't tolerate any hate speech, any type of disrespect or discrimination or foul language against my guest, because I value their input. I want to hear what they have to say. And you don't necessarily have to agree with who they are, what they have to say, but they do have the right to share how they want to share without tearing anybody down. Okay, so that's one thing that's a podcast rule and guidelines, okay? And also, as I've mentioned throughout different videos and episodes, the podcast it's a safe haven. It's a safe, non-judgmental place for people to share their stories. And by that, I mean, everyone has the right to share, and their stories may be different. That's great. Maybe you can learn from their stories because they're not like yours. All right. And number 3 is to be authentic. Be yourself. Hey, let loose, laugh. Maybe you don't like camera. I do interviews with people who doesn't want to be on camera. I just do audio, okay? That way people have the space and the opportunity to share in whatever format they feel comfortable with, okay? And it's to be vulnerable, to be honest, and to share whatever you're comfortable with, okay? Just because I say be authentic, great, does not mean you have to forcefully share anything that you're not ready to share. Okay. So, number 4, confidentiality. That was a mouthful for me. I still struggle with some words, you guys. Confidentiality. Okay. So, before I record any episodes, if you've been on the podcast, you'll know I do this. Okay. When you join me on Zoom for your official interview, I take 5 minutes. If I need longer time, I do. The max I take is 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. I normally ask guests, hey, this is the mission of the podcast. This is what I want to talk about. Is there anything you're not ready to share that I shouldn't share? Okay. Sometimes they'll say, yes, I don't want to share this because okay, I'm like, yes, I respect that. And other time they'll be like, I'm an open book, I can talk about anything, everything, just ask me. Okay. So anything that you share that was pre-recorded, I will not be sharing it if you tell me not to share it publicly. Okay. And your information is confidential. Obviously, this is a public platform. Whatever you give me access and permission to share, that's exactly what I end up sharing. If you don't give me access to share something, I will not share it out of respect for you, for your journey, and the purpose of you being on the podcast. All right. And any type of editing that I do, let's say I've had people message me, after recording, they say, hey, I shared this, but now that I've thought about it, I'm not ready to share it. I'm like, okay, which part is it? And I end up always editing and cutting it out and piecing the full interview together to make it make sense in a cohesive way where people can understand and connect with it. All right. So, number 5 is time management. Okay. We all get the same time of the day, regardless of where you are in the world. The shocking and interesting, funny difference is we all use it differently. Okay. I value my time. I'm sure you do value your time. I respect my time, and I ask that you respect other people's time as well. Um, Arrive on time for your recording, for your official recording for the podcast. And typically, interviews last from it depends on the person, really. Sometimes the interviews are so good, the time fly. I just want to keep sitting with those beautiful souls to keep talking. But I shrink it to an hour and a half is the most amount of time that I've done interviews. That's my max. Okay, doesn't mean you have to sit and do the interview for that long. Okay, so the shortest is 30 minutes to 60 minutes and up. Okay. And yeah, show up on time. And if you're not able to come or show up to your interview, please communicate with me. Okay. Communicate. And number 6, avoid self-promotion overload. Okay. Pay attention to the overload part. I'm not saying to not share and promote your work, your passion, your website, or whatever it is that you may do. Okay. While I encourage to share your work and business and resources, kind of keep it to the episode theme of what you want to share, because sometimes people say, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I want to share. I'm like, okay, I'm getting ready based on the information you've given me that you want to work with. So kind of keep it to closer to the theme of what you want to share. All right. That being said, you can promote, keep it brief and keep it relevant, and just share what you're working on without, I would say, spending most of the episode talking about your stuff and over promoting, okay? But I do welcome you sharing, okay? I hope that makes sense to you guys. I'm not saying you can't share, okay? And number 7, you need to have a clear audio environment. What do I mean by that? Find a quiet place for your interview, okay? Because when there's noise, I understand people do have pets. I get it. I have 2 cats. Maybe you have cats and dogs. You can hear them in the background. That can be fine if it's not too distracting, okay? And make sure it's quiet. Make sure you have enough lighting and set to go. Okay. I've had some people who show up and record on their phone. That's fine. Okay. Just as long as I can hear you, you can see me, and the interview is taking place, I got no issues with that. All right. And number 8, content alignment. So kind of keep it within the frame of the podcast mission if you can, okay? And as I've mentioned, it's to provide a safe, welcoming place for growth, for healing, discovery, and inspiration, okay? Number 9, and pre-approval of sensitive topics, which goes back to what I've shared about confidentiality, okay? Um, if you discuss sensitive topics, could be trauma and mental health, personal struggles and whatnot, that you're not ready to share, but you're ready to expand on other aspects in your life that you've healed from. Let me know. All right. And I'll work with that. Okay. And number 10, no retaliation or harassment. Which goes back to, being respectful. Let's say your episodes airs, or I share stuff on social media. Obviously, not everyone may agree with your views, your opinion, and what you have to share. And let's say you get feedbacks. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative. And I understand that some people may want to respond forcefully with rudeness. I mean, I'm not telling you how to react on social media when people do post stuff or comment on anything you've shared. It's just to at times let the water slide. There's a saying, let the water slide off the duck's back. I'm having quite the struggle today, you guys. Is just to take it and be kind with it, and be professional how you show up and respond, and how you respect people, okay? And also number 11, I'm the host, and I have discretion on how I edit, even though you can tell me your views and how to crop some stuff, whatnot to share. But at the end of the day, I'm open to suggestion, but the final decision of how things go out, it could be the design. I'm open to this, your opinion, all right? But all those final decisions, they rest with me, because I get to combine and blend all the information and all the interviews together and put it out for you, okay? So keep that in mind as well, okay? And the last one is to respect others' opinions, okay? We're all so beautiful and unique in so many different ways. That's what makes the world colorful. That's what sets us apart, and at the same time brings us together, okay? Everyone is allowed to express themselves in their own personal way or unique styles, okay? And just because people share certain things doesn't mean it reflects the mission, core value, or purpose of the podcast. Meaning people are responsible for what they share. I'm not, okay? I'm here to guide, to listen, but I'm not, I can't control people's mind and words and how they express themselves. Maybe at times it will come across differently than you wanted to or expected it to, but it just is what it is, okay? and just to respect other people's views and opinions. Okay, you guys? So that's what I have for the podcast guidelines and rules. I will be writing all those different guidelines in this video's description. If you do have any questions, please let me know. All right. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like. If you'd like to come on the podcast to share your story, please reach out to me and let me know. The podcast email is unleash2potentials@gmail.com. All right, you guys, stay tuned for another video relating to the podcast. I'm going to give you guys more nuggets and information. All right. Until next time, I wish you love, light, life, and peace. Take care.